Would you consider yourself spiritual, religious, or both? And can you please explain?
All right. I am religious. I do believe in God. But I wouldn't say I'm so religious like I go to church, you know? Like I have the school mass I go to. And yeah, I know the Sabbath day you're supposed to go, but I'm kind of lazy on that. I don't like waking up early or going to late ones. But I will admit, like, I don't deny God. I believe in him. I pray to him sometimes, but I'm just not very I don't know if it's not religious to like, is it not religious to not go to church and stuff like that? Because I guess I'd say it's spiritual. But yeah, I do believe that there is a being up there who controls all this and all that.
Would you consider yourself spiritual, religious, or both?
I think that when people talk about spiritual, versus religious, they're talking about people who are more concerned with form than substance. And I would consider myself somebody who is concerned with both form and substance. So I'm spiritual, but I do go to church.
Okay. Would you consider yourself spiritual, religious, or both? Can you please explain?
I would consider myself both because since I was little, I've been going to church and like my mom's very religious, so I do consider myself both because I also, at the school I do a lot of retreats and I led a retreat and things like that, so I would consider myself both.
Do you think prayer should be individually oriented or community oriented?
I think either or works. I mean, if you do it by yourself, there's no problem with it. But if you do it with a group of people, I mean, it's not like, you're all praying to the same thing. So, I mean, it's better, I guess, because you have a group of people to do it with. Obviously, they're not going to tell you their prayers because it's maybe something important. But like, they're all there for a reason, So like, it's not like someone's praying for a bad thing, Like it's all positive.
Do you think prayer should be individually oriented or community oriented?
I think both are important. When you're by yourself, you can just do a prayer. Like if you need like guidance or something, you can do it by yourself. But also, every morning at school, we always do a community-oriented prayer. That it's just kind of like a thing that unites people. So I think both are important. Ultimately, but it doesn't matter. It's what you prefer.
Are there any concerns you have about the Catholic Church or religion in general?
I think as the world evolves into more tech-oriented stuff and like all this social media, I think like religion's going to go away. Well, I don't think it's going to go away. I just think it's going to evolve and it's going to be a lot different now. And obviously people are a lot more sensitive about stuff the church does and they're against it. So maybe that might draw them away because, people care more about what's on their cell phone and how they look on Instagram and all that than, God. So maybe people care less about themselves and they're more focused on other things when maybe if they just listen to God and believe in what his message and all that, maybe they'll feel better in themselves.
Are there any concerns you have about the Catholic Church or religion in general?
I just think that religion, especially right now, is very controversial. People always have different opinions and it causes a lot of divide between a lot of us. So I just think for now it's important to try to build bridges between different religions or different opinions because religion has always been a very controversial topic and I think people need to learn to, even though we have different opinions over things, to try to make amends. So.
Do you think the church should be an important priority in people's lives and why?
I think it should be important just for the fact that, I think people who go to church or just people who believe in it, they probably don't have someone at home to talk to about their personal problems or they're just going through a lot and maybe they got no one to talk to. So then you talk to God, you ask him for help and that's why you basically pray. You're praying for help, and you pray to God. So obviously I think it is important and I do think it matters a lot.
Do you think the church should be an important priority in people's lives, and if so, why?
I do think so because, again, the church is something that helps you explore your faith more and, it gives you the opportunity to, have time with Jesus and God, but again, at the end of the day, it's whatever you can make it to be. So if you can't go because you can't go, that doesn't make you bad or a bad Catholic, but you can just try to do it as much as you can, and that makes what it is.
Do you think the church should be an important priority in people's lives?
Do I think the church should be an important priority in people's lives?
Yes.
I think that a relationship with God should be an important priority in people's lives. I believe that it is a good thing to have a church home.
What is your opinion on the Catholic Church?
I think it's something that's really important for Catholics. I think, it's not a thing where you need to go to Mass to be a good Catholic, but I do think that it's important as a Catholic to do as much as you can, because especially as a student, like, you can't always drive yourself, but just make the most effort you can to go to church, because it is important at the end of the day.
What is your opinion on the Catholic Church?
My opinion on the Catholic Church. So I think the Catholic Church, as we know, historically has done a lot of good, and there are many things I like about the Catholic philosophy. The Catholic Church is also a church that is undergoing a lot of scrutiny right now and has had a lot of scandal, so that's just part of the reality. So I would consider it an institution that is having some growing pains.
How do you think consumerism affects religion?
If you are somebody who worships one true God, then you will not worship money, you will not worship all the things that you have. So I think that when people are very consumeristic, they've lost sight of what they should be focusing on.
I've learned so much completing this group project. For example, I learned that two totally different people with different perspectives on life can actually have the same beliefs on religion. I've also learned that church should be an important priority in many people's lives, and that you don't have to go to church every Sunday to be spiritual. While I was interviewing Julian and Esteban, I found that they have a lot of similarities and they kind of also have a bunch of differences. For example, they both think that it's equally good to pray individually or as a group. But Julian thinks that religion will start to fade away as social media and the internet become more popular. But Esteban totally disagrees. He actually thinks that religion will be stronger, What I thought was very interesting about this project was that Julian said that he wasn't religious, he was spiritual. And I thought that was very weird at first, because to me, in order to become spiritual, you have to be religious. I thought they went hand in hand, but I'm coming to find out that they don't. You can be spiritual without being religious, and you can be religious without being spiritual.